Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 209 from Marvel Comics. This is an 80s book, and I believe there was one of those comics, that I've read when I was younger, and that featured Kraven, and I always was interested in this guy. I mean, he's just a normal man, right? And he's battling, Spider-Man, who has the size of, the strength of a spider, radioactive spider. If I say that out loud, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you have a strength of a spider, you probably are weak, but you know what I mean. Anyway, this was probably one of my first introductions of Kraven, and I love this look. And what people do not know that Kraven has a code of honor, if you will, and that highlights in this comic. So we have here Kraven with his companion girlfriend Calypso, right? And I like the surrounding, with the rock here and the old school, 70s decoration, if you will, or 80s decoration with all these trophies. And he's do some target practicing on Spider-Man's doll, or whatever you. But then Calypso is basically taunting him a little bit. He says, "Hey, maybe you should hunt the real Spider-Man, right? Of course, I realize you are no longer so young. My years are of no matter. I abandoned the pursuit of my old enemy for another deeper reason. I became so obsessed with defeating him that I was willing to use any method. I lied, I cheated, I behaved like a jackal. I hate him for him cost me my honor, my soul." I like the lighting, like it's very dramatic. He says, and now you have regained your soul? Almost, dear woman. He recollects the time that he was defeated in the Marvel Team-Up issue number 61 with Tigra, that he was humiliated by the spider. Look at this reaction. "We have a shipment of animals to deliver. We must prepare for the journey to New York." Yeah, looks great. He's determined. Right, so we have here Spidey or Peter with Deborah Whitman. Another, fun character that was not pretty used well, in my opinion, through the comics. She was a friend, maybe a possible love interest, and Peter is still doing photos for, not the Daily Bugle, but for another company, I guess. And she asked him some kind of a favor, but he doesn't have the time because he needs to do Spidey things, right, and make pictures. So basically just blow her off, unfortunately. He's going to regret that later, but not in this comic. Anyway, so there's a shipment of, animals unloading from the dock, from the ship, going to Staten Island Zoo. And Kraven sees him. I love his hat, with Calypso also sees him. And Kraven says, "Could he be possibly... No, we entered the country. Could he be on his way to notify the authorities?" And he says, "Hey, no, that was not his style, Calypso." Calypso? And she's sneaking away, and she is opening the not the portals. She's can free the enemies. And then she says basically that she's doing that so that Kraven can return to his greatness. So animals are escaping. There's a stampede. And he says, "The beast of my responsibility. I must help, and my disguise would only impede me." Calypso says, "Well, then the cops will see you. It's a risk I must take." And so he is an animal lover, right? He is no match for the strength of this gorilla, but he's using the Vulcan Death Grip, a nerve pinch. And he is now fleeing away to help the others. And the cop says, "I always heard Kraven was a bad guy. Wait, I tell my wife." All right, Spider-Man is dealing with is this a bald eagle? I don't know. So it flies away, and there is a shooting, photo shoot on the top of the roof. Of course, you can imagine what's happening. The bald eagle, I don't know, probably, or she started with the ball, I'm not sure. But she's falling, and I love this shot, by the way. Is that they are basically floating in air. I mean, it looks like this. It's not. They are falling. You can see the shadow. But it really gets the sense that you are in the air. You also, I mean, I get the feeling there's a lot of wind here. You know, it's a little bit cold, maybe sunny here. Maybe it's a little bit warm if you are just standing just still. But if you are falling down, the wind, you know, surrounds your body. I'm not sure why I'm talking about this, but, you know, you really get the sense that is, you know, they are floating in the air. It looks great. So he's using his, you know, the web to catch the eagle, and also rescues the fair red-headed maiden, bringing it back to safety. I like it. Meanwhile, Kraven is using his, well, cunning to bring down the beasts, right? So he says, this is the last of them. And this guy says, well, just sling it in the hole with the rest. But of course, Kraven doesn't like that. He says, I know I might consider slinging you, my friends, but the animals I respect. I suggest you do likewise. So he's walking away, and Spider-Man sees that he is, you know, there, but also seeing that he's just help everyone. Anyway, it's none of my business. He isn't doing anything to me. But then we go to Kraven's place with Calypso. I tell you, I saw the Spider-Man open those cages. I find it difficult to believe. He's not an ignominious foe. What is that word? I need to look that up. Ignominious. Think I'm lying to you? I know why you don't want to believe me. You're afraid. The mighty Kraven the Hunter is a coward. And she slaps him and he says, you dare? I could crush you, woman. Yes, you could. But could you crush him? Spider-Man? Adds. I could if I wished. So you say, but you will never be sure unless you try. Until we meet Spider-Man on the field of honor, you will not. What does she say? You will not know if you are truly Kraven the Hunter or if a pale shadow of Kraven. Yes, you are right. You will thank me when you stand triumphant. All right, so Peter is late. Now, I don't know who this guy is, but it seems an important guy, and he's this, I believe, his boss on the Daily Globe. So, all right, so he's getting a little of a grilling. But then this guy comes in and he says, hey, you're a student at ESU, young chap. What I like you to do for the Globe is get pictures of hanky-panky between professors and female students. He says, there is none. That's not the right spirit, laddie. I'm sure you can find some or fabricate some. You do understand. Jeez, what a sleaze. All right, that cracked me up. Why do you? I don't know, man. Those times. We see Spider-Woman here, when she was just cool before Marvel make her uncool now. All right, so Kraven comes in, right, and he says, hey, I, Kraven the Hunter, have a challenge to issue. Print on your front page that I demand a fight with Spider-Man, a fight to the death. He says, the enmity between us must be settled forever. Let him come to me at midnight. Let him come or be known as a coward. And he has some kind of a spider tracer. And he says, he can use his spider sense to follow the signal to bear where I be waiting. Look at this face, man. It looks great. Who's the creators, by the way? Denny O'Neil, Alan Weiss, Janson, McLeod, Rubinstein, Wiacek, and Milgrom on the inks. Yes! All right, so of course Spider-Man goes to the zoo here, or that's not the zoo, the Museum of Natural History. So he's taking care of the guards because he doesn't want to have, I don't know, audience, I guess, right? Maybe he's growing humble on his old age. He says, come out, wherever you are. And he says, hey, are you going to ambush me? No, that would be unworthy of me, and my days of such behavior are over. Should I applaud? Before our combat begins, can you offer a reason for releasing the animals this afternoon? I don't know what you're talking about, says Spider-Man. More ads. You deny that you owe me an explanation? Mister, I don't owe you zip, because to me you are nothing but a loud mouth. I'm sick of all your strutting and blabbing. I give you a chance. You won't get another. Prepare yourself. Meanwhile, in the shadows, Calypso is watching her man, you know, and she's really enjoying the hunt for the kill. We come together as hunter and prey honorably. And, So he's grabbing those spears, but of course Spider-Man is way too quick, and he's all evading his attacks. But then, no, it was a ruse, because he wasn't really aiming at him, but he is now setting up for a trap. You behave like any stupid creatures behave. And then he's doing the Vulcan death grip again, punching his nerves and now beating senseless. He says, Calypso, watch me as I triumph. I like that. I really like that, you know. He's just basking in his own glory. Right, so he's grabbing, you know, parts of the skeleton. Man does not hunt for food, he says. Man hunts to prove his superiority, to demonstrate that he's not as doomed as this dinosaur was doomed, as you are doomed, spider prey. For all your quickness, you are no hunter, and the hunters are the survivors. It's only proper that I slay you with the bones of an extinct monster. You and I have something in common. You were born victims. Wait, what? You and I have something in common. You were born This doesn't sound right. Maybe he says, maybe we are both born victims, or, oh, maybe it has something in common. Sorry, I read that correctly. Incorrectly, dumbass Marinus. All right, so he's using his web shooter. He misses barely. So Spider-Man stands up, and he's regaining some power, but he's still groggy. And then we see something that I really like that we don't see much in comics anymore, that they are basically fighting or falling from stairs. But you know, Spider-Man is superhuman, Kraven is not, and he's getting, you know, a lot of this bumping around here. So Spider-Man uses the last inch of his powers to really punch him in the gut, and he's punching him outside, but not before the cops are going. And good thing the god woke up before the escape and alerting the authorities. Could it be that Kraven was defeated, says Calypso. I won, but I don't feel like celebrating. I have a hunch Kraven was looking for a way for us not to brawl, and I was too hot-headed to hear what he was saying. Will the conflict ever end for us, or anyone who won't try to communicate? That's the end of the book. Really cool. To be honest, I liked it. The ending was a little bit too quick over for my taste, right? You know, wrapping it up and then, oh, yeah, no, the authorities and end of the book. But overall, the story is real good, because it's not, you know, good versus evil. It's just a man wants to regain his glory to defeat his bitter enemy that he is, you know, being haunted for many, many years probably. And then he's getting defeated again. I wonder if we're gonna see a follow-up of this story some other day. So yeah, fantastic, cool looking book. And we of course see Kraven the Hunter, you know, try to become his true self again. Also, you know, goaded by Calypso. I like he has the sense of honor, you know, that he is protecting animals. So at some point he is good, but still, you know, he's Kraven the Hunter. He needs to hunt the biggest prey. And the biggest prey here in this town is none other than the Amazing Spider-Man. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.